Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Cousins. Today I will be presenting on Amazon's organizational design, structure, and change. This presentation focuses on Amazon's performance and Fortune's most admired companies ranking, specifically the dimension where it underperforms, people management. We'll review how Amazon's design and culture contribute to this weakness, the consequences of underperformance, and how Kotter's 8-step process for change can help Amazon improve. Let's get started. Amazon is a global e-commerce technology and logistics powerhouse founded in 1994 by Jeff Bezos. It is admired for relentless innovation, efficiency, and its customer-obsessed culture. Amazon consistently ranks among the most admired companies worldwide because of its ability to scale, its technological capabilities, and its data-driven operations. However, while Amazon thrives in areas such as innovation and financial strength, it faces serious criticism for how it manages and treats its employees, particularly in warehouse and lower-level positions. This tension between excellence and innovation and challenges in people management is the focus of today's discussion. Fortune evaluates companies on 8 dimensions: innovativeness, quality of management, long-term investment value, social responsibility, people management, quality of products and services, financial soundness, and wise use of corporate assets. These dimensions create a balanced view of what makes a company truly admired. Amazon performs strongly in areas like innovation, analytics, and financial soundness. However, when it comes to people management, defined as employee development, fair treatment, and satisfaction, Amazon significantly underperforms. This gap between innovation, excellence, and human capital practices is the central issue we'll explore. The underperforming dimension is people management. Despite being admired for efficiency and innovation, Amazon has faced repeated scrutiny for harsh workplace culture, excessive performance monitoring, and controversial HR practices such as the jury of peers program used in performance reviews. While Amazon's systems drive productivity, they often neglect employee well-being. This leads to high turnover, dissatisfaction, and reputational risks. People management is a critical dimension because it directly affects engagement, retention, and long-term sustainability. The consequences of poor people management are significant. First, Amazon experiences high turnover and moral issues which increase recruitment and training costs. Second, the company faces negative publicity and lawsuits regarding workplace conditions, damaging its employer brand and public reputation. Third, weak people management reduces productivity and innovation over time because disengaged employees contribute less, and creative problem solving is stifled. If left unresolved, these consequences not only hurt Amazon's workforce, but also threaten its competitive advantage in the long term. Amazon's organizational structure is highly hierarchical and centralized. Decision-making authority rests primarily with executive leadership, with senior managers directing strategies and frontline employees responsible for execution. This structure supports efficiency and accountability, but limits upward communication and employee empowerment. The performance-driven design reinforces strict monitoring and metrics, which may help logistics and speed, but reduces flexibility and employee autonomy. This structure is a key factor in Amazon's struggle with people management as it prioritizes control and productivity over engagement and support. Another dimension tied to structure is organizational culture. Amazon's culture is often described as intense, data-driven, and high pressure. Employees are expected to prioritize performance above all else. with little tolerance for mistakes. While this drives innovation and customer results, it creates burnout and dissatisfaction. Research shows that culture deeply impacts organizational outcomes. In Amazon's case, the culture aligns with performance metrics but not with employee well-being, resulting in high turnover and difficulty retaining talent. Without cultural reform, structural adjustments alone will not fix this issue. Experience shows that organizational culture has a powerful impact on employee well-being and long-term success. While financial outcomes are important, sustainable performance also requires the ability to attract, retain, and motivate talent. When performance metrics are overemphasized, trust erodes, creativity declines, and employees feel undervalued. To improve, Amazon must strengthen its culture in four ways. First, it needs to balance performance with well-being, ensuring that success is measured by more than just output. Second, leaders should encourage trust and collaboration, making employees feel supported and engaged. Third, the company must promote inclusive decision-making, allowing employees voices to shape policies and practices. And finally, it should foster transparency and accountability, with leaders remaining visible and modeling positive behaviors during change. By embedding these principles, Amazon can create a culture where employees feel valued, which is the foundation for sustainable competitive advantage. Conscious capitalism emphasizes purpose beyond profit, stakeholder orientation, conscious leadership, and conscious culture. Amazon excels at customer obsession, but struggles to apply these principles to employees. A people-centered culture would treat employees as stakeholders, balancing innovation with well-being. By integrating conscious capitalism into HR strategies, Amazon could elevate employee satisfaction, reduce turnover, and improve its reputation. This would align profitability with responsibility, helping Amazon not just lead in innovation, but also be admired as a responsible employer. Kotter's 8-step change model provides a framework for addressing Amazon's underperformance. The steps are: create urgency, build a guiding coalition, form a vision, enlist volunteers, remove barriers, generate short-term wins, sustain acceleration, and institutionalize change. For Amazon, this means acknowledging the urgency of fixing people management, forming coalitions across leadership and HR, creating a clear vision for employee engagement, and plotting reforms. Short-term wins, such as recognition programs or improved HR processes, can build momentum. Ultimately, institutionalizing changes into leadership evaluations and culture ensures long-term improvement. Implementing change at Amazon will not be without challenges. First, there may be resistance to change from employees and leaders accustomed to current practices. Second, there is the challenge of metric obsession, where success is defined only by productivity and not employee well-being. Third, change fatigue can occur if initiatives are seen as temporary or overwhelming. To address these, Amazon must emphasize transparent communication, redefine metrics to include engagement, and ensure visible leadership support to maintain momentum. From this case, 3 lessons emerge. First, cultural change is the most difficult challenge because entrenched norms around performance over people are hard to shift. Second, leadership buy-in is critical. Without it, HR reforms lack authority and resources. Third, integration is essential. Reforms must extend beyond HR into operations, technology, and leadership systems to be sustainable. By embedding reforms across the organization, Amazon can align people management with innovation and reclaim its position as a truly admired company. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention. At this time, I welcome any questions you may have.